Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy, you don't fit for your hand. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy, fit for your hand. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Well, hello, my loves, and welcome to another episode of Nene's Notions. My name is Nina, and welcome back to another one of my shows, you guys. Yes, we are here, back, and again with another notion, another thing that'll help us grow, learn, evolve, and get different opinions about different topics from other people. And speaking of other people, I do have other people in the studio today, if you don't mind, because I know y'all gonna be like, Nina, why don't you do some stuff by yourself? You've had a lot of your friends come on. It's my show that I can't get different opinions, and I want to get opinions from my friends. Don't worry, y'all, I will go back to doing some by myself, be independent. All right, y'all, I got y'all, but for right now I do want to get different opinions from my friends. So without further ado, actually, two of my friends from past episodes, but I have one new. So if you guys would like to introduce yourselves, you guys can go ahead.
I'm Kaya. I was here on Impact Over Attention, right, Nene?
Yeah.
It's Adrian. I was here for like the previous 2 episodes.
Hello, and I'm Tayana. I'm the new one. Hey,
I'm the new one.
It's an honor to be here.
Yay. Well, y'all already know I got my brother and my sisters in the room right now, because I needed them to come, but last episode was like really highly requested. Everyone loved when AJ, Sydney, and Austin was on. Everyone loved when Kaya, Sydney, and Austin was on. So yeah, I was like, hey Kaya, AJ, I want to be back on the show again. They was like, oh, I'm down. So they're here again. But without further ado, y'all ready to get into our notion for the day?
Do it.
Sure.
All right. So today's notion is being mindful of the things you say. Words, well, an opposite, like a subtopic of that, is that words can trigger. Y'all know how, well, I'm going to just, say for my personal experience, and I feel like many other people's experiences, how, people have said certain things that, have triggered someone and have, left a bad, taste in someone's mouth, in my opinion, about that person, or people aren't really mindful about what they say. In a sense, because if someone says something that say for instance, the notion of, it's just a joke, or I'm joking, but really you don't know the underlining or deeper issue behind what you just said, how words can hurt a person and really bring back some triggering things for a person, some triggering things that you don't even know what goes on behind closed doors. Say for instance, you talk about a lost family member, or somebody's joking about a certain illness. It could connect someone to a lost loved one that they've had. When someone speaks on mental health, it could trigger them to when they went through a state of depression, and they just say, oh yeah, I'm just joking, but really that's lovely sorry, but I don't know what your term of joking is, but that isn't a joke, because people don't understand. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So Tay, would you like to start?
Where do you want me to?
Oh, you can start anywhere.
I would probably say, coming from the girl who used to be a very huge people pleaser, it's very important to differentiate when someone's joking and when someone is kind of being insulting. I feel like it can be very hard to confront people we care about, or even people we don't necessarily are cool with, about certain issues or like certain things that they say. But yeah, I guess I would just start off by saying, like, to what I've been telling my friends, always listen to your body response when it comes to, or even like yourself, like if you feel like what you're about to say is really outlandish, find something to do, turn on some music, do something quick. If not, it's about to get real ugly. And I think that's just been some of the stuff that I'm personally learning.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think it comes with knowing what lines to cross with people, you know, because everybody has a line. Everybody say like they're not sensitive, but everybody has a line that they don't want to cross, or you know. And I feel like people there's some people that just don't have social cues to be like, maybe I shouldn't say that because it doesn't seem like the place that I should say it. There's a time and place for everything. And some jokes will be acceptable here and some jokes will not be acceptable there. I like joking about morbid stuff sometimes, but I know there's a time and place for that.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to pick up on the cues, but okay, stop a little bit.
Yeah. Kaya?
Yeah, to kind of add on to that, I definitely think you should know, like, your audience. Certain stuff I would say maybe around my friends. I'm not going to say around strangers, right? Because I don't know how you're going to take this. I don't know everyone's background or what you're going through, so I might caution. But I would be lying if I, try to admit that I've always been like that, since I've used to just say stuff and it was like, that hurts your feelings. What that got to do with me? Like, I mean, your feelings are hurt. At the end of the day, I'm fine because I'm free. I said what I wanted to say. I'm chilling. So, boo-boo. Like, okay.
Yo.
And it took me a while and obviously, like, maturity to me wanting to change that because I saw the effect it had on people. And I'm not someone who likes to purposefully hurt someone. It's just I want to get that off my chest. I just wanted to say it. And so I just said it without thinking. And so, but now that me putting thought into what I say before I say it, I'm like, okay, now if that does have that same effect, I can obviously say, I apologize. I wasn't trying to hurt you, but I was just trying to be honest about where I stand on this. And then that can be cleared up that way. So. Yeah.
And honestly, I'm all for, and Kaya, just to piggyback, like, I'm all for the self-awareness of, like, what you say. And now that, like, we all are growing in our maturity, still growing in our adulthood, as I've grown, and honestly, I give all the glory to God for that, me being self-aware of the things that I say, and, like, even though I feel a certain type of way, shouldn't make anybody feel bad, in a sense, of stuff that I say, because that's not my intention, to make someone feel bad just off of me expressing my feeling, because there are some times where some people do say some things and they're not self-aware of the things that they say, like, and they don't see how it can hurt or impact a person. Like, for example, I've used my manager at my job in intention over impact. I know y'all remember, but he's one of those people where he doesn't know how to talk to people. He doesn't know how to use his words, and him saying certain things. And this is why sometimes I just don't want to speak to him, but I got to on a certain level. But it's just like, he doesn't know how to speak to people. And that's what makes everybody around, all the rest of my coworkers, be like, I don't even want to speak to this man. I don't like him. I don't rock with him, because of the things that he says to everyone, even in front of customers, is disrespectful. But he got the nerve to, like, when we say something or we try to stand up for ourselves or rebel or say how what he says is disrespectful, and he wants to say, oh, well, you shouldn't be rude to me or disrespectful in front of customers. And I was like, but dude, you've humiliated us. So how should we sit up here and respect you and be mindful of the things that we say to you, but you're not mindful of the things you say to us? Make that make sense, because it takes respect to get it. So how you gonna sit up here and be like, you should respect me and you shouldn't speak to me rudely in a certain type of way, but yet you're one of the main ones that want to speak to people all out of pocket. Am I tripping? AJ, go ahead.
I think sometimes it just takes the wrong person. You just said to the wrong person, and you just meet a crash out with a ski mask on. You be like, oh, maybe I should have something. And that mostly just comes with time and environment, because a lot of times, like I said before, and I'll say it again, and people are more willing to change and more willing to watch what they say in a change of environment. Change of environment, you'll get more perspective and realize, maybe I shouldn't say that, because a lot of people lack this thing that most humans should have called empathy.
Yeah, for the people in the background.
A lot of people, especially in an individualist society like America, only think about me. It's hard to think about in a more everybody's standpoint,
Yeah, Kaya, you want to go?
It sounds like I'm playing devil's advocate.
Oh, really?
And I'm not. It's just, I'm just not an empathetic person for the longest. Like, I just got to be honest. I'm not one to lie. So, it just wasn't me. And I think I wanted to be it, but I didn't understand. That's what I think it was. I think in certain situations I can, and I'm more so am now. Sympathetic is still something I'm working on. Sympathy is hard for me, but I think it's kind of a form of like protecting myself, because I do care obviously about people, but I only care about the people I care about. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
That
once
makes
I build a certain
sense.
relationship, then now I trust you, now I care for you. Everyone else, they can get hit in the crossfire. It's just what happens. It's just sometimes it's what
Catch
happens. I
this
can't
fade.
save everybody. I can't save everybody. So I'm like, well, when it comes to like your situation, Nene, like I would definitely, I'm more so someone where I'm like, okay, I might have to like email him or be like, hey, like, can we have a conversation? Can I pull you to the side because I'm not feeling respected, and you do need me as a worker. Let's act like you're not. There won't happen in an establishment. Orders won't happen. Sandwiches won't get made if I'm not here to make the sandwiches.
Valid.
So it's kind of like respect your workers. I don't know. Sometimes these bosses think they have this like superiority thing because you're like above me, but it's like, but you're not though. You're not above me just because you are, I guess, like, I don't know.
Your
like
title.
Right,
we work for the exact same
supervisor.
We work for the exact same company.
Exactly. Like,
above.
exactly.
No,
Like,
yeah.
okay, you can still like, respect me at the end of the day.
Tay, you want to go ahead?
Wow. I was just basically gonna say it's like I feel like it's just like like they were mentioning, it's a skill thing. Because for me, it's like I never really had an issue trying to I don't know, like address certain stuff. It's just like, how do I go about it, especially when I'm in a place of like anger and all that. But yeah, like you guys mentioned, like it most definitely takes time. It most definitely takes self-reflection, because it's like if I was the other person, like how would I want them to address this situation and stuff like that. But I feel like I've gotten a little bit better, because now I'm not like cookie cutter, like, oh, I don't want to hurt them, because what you did hurt. So me telling you that you hurt me is gonna hurt. But if it's enough for you to change and realize like, okay, what I said was pretty out of line and stuff, then that's good. But there's some people who don't see it as that.
Right. And to me, and honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. Like one of my classes in my communications class, we were talking about emotional intelligence, and we took an emotional intelligence quiz on like how we are emotionally, how we listen to our friends, what how can we be a listening ear. And honestly, me, when I did my quiz, not a slight flex, I have a high EQ of emotional intelligence when it comes to relationships and hearing my family, my friends out, slight flex. But but honestly, let me tell you something. I'm kind of proud of myself when I got my results, because like you said, Kaya, and like I think you said Tay, it's just like I used to be that person of not being willing to understand understand how to be sympathetic or even empathetic towards someone's situation, because I'll be like, bruh, whoa, suck it up. But you're not in, but still, I wasn't in those, but I can still be sympathetic to a person, because sympathetic is basically you just like giving your heart and saying, oh, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. But empathetic is meaning like you could be even more like, have even more shoulder to crown because you've been through that. And I feel like during my times of when I lacked, like when I was younger, I kind of lacked empathy a little bit, because I was like, I haven't gone through it. But now, even if I haven't gone through it, I still, as I've grown in, middle school and high school, I've had to learn how to be, sympathetic towards people's situations. Even though I haven't gone through it, still, if I were to go through that, I don't know, like, honestly, what I would do. Or in a sense, because honestly, like, at the end of the day, I give all the glory to God that I don't go through half the stuff that many people in this world go through. But, still, I do go through my own trials and tribulations and my challenges. And, I, still go forward and, the plans that God has for my life. And it's still going to be ups and downs and back and forths. But it's still in the same sense of, like, I'm still willing not only to be, I've grown in being more sympathetic, but especially like, even if like college kids, like all of us, if you come to me and you say to me something about classes or some struggles or hardships that you have, man, I not only can be sympathetic, but I can also be empathetic, because I've been through it. I know where the heck you're coming from, because I was like, hey, college kid here, or hey, I've lost a loved one, or hey, I've been in depression. Like I can like, speak to a person, but also I'm still a person that could be a listening ear, because everybody picks that up on me. I can still like just sit there and just listen and just be like, there's sometimes, and also honestly there's sometimes when people just need a person that's like a shoulder to cry on. They don't really need, like, if you hear someone's situation, like, be so quick to be so judgmental, even though maybe what they did isn't like what you would do, or or you might not like agree with it, or that's not how the way that you would carry yourself. Still, there's still sometimes where people just need that shoulder to cry on, because it's just like, you don't know what they're going through. Right. Like, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And no matter how long you know a person, still everybody's house door shuts. You don't know what's going on with that person unless you live with them on a day to day. Still, AJ.
Yeah, and I wanted to say something about that, because it reminded me of like something that a story that I had when I was had a friend. I hope she's doing well, right? And also I have a friend who was talking, and she was like, "I'm really mad at my brother for this certain event," right? Apparently, what happened? There was at a store, and it was her older brother, and her mother, right? And the mother and the daughter was kind of getting harassed by this this random weird creepy old dude, right? Luckily, the mom was able to like scare him off, right? But she was mad at her brother for not, defending him as he needs to be. And I get it. I understand why you'd be mad. I get it. But at the same time, as a man, I can be empathetic to that in a certain case, because I know in situations where people are not used to confrontation. For me, I'm used to it because of the environment I grew up in. You just had to be able to be used to confrontation, like violent situations. That's something you just grew up with. So in that situation, I already knew how to act. But him, I break it down. I was like, so have y'all been in a place where it's just complete violence throughout here and there? Because that's something you get used to. The first thing, I remember the first situation I've been in where it was just hectic, I froze just like that. Like my pupils dilated and I froze for like a couple of seconds. That's why there's a lot of scenarios when people are probably running away from a threat. There's that one person that just freeze. Because it just happens. They're not used to something like that. A lot of your senses just get overblown. And I'm empathetic to that because I've been through that. I know when that fear shocks you. Once you get over that hurdle, you'll know, hopefully you'll be able to react better in a different situation. So I was empathetic to that, but she just couldn't get it. She's like, I understand, but I just couldn't get it. And to be honest, that was fair too, because she was hurt. She was hurt. She has all right to be hurt about that situation. But at the same time, I can be empathetic to that because I know that. And if you come from a background where there was like, you didn't have to go through stuff like that at all, it's gonna be a real shock when someone just confronts you with just complete mayhem, even if it is harassment, things of that nature.
Yeah. Because honestly, that's why I say, I say this all the time. I said, I use the gift that God has given me to be a blessing unto others, and also I use my testimony and things that I've been through to encourage and empower others, because like I said, we can all use what we've gone through and things we've overcome and the dark places that God has taken us out of to be a blessing unto others, because there's people like that are going through the exact same thing. Maybe people that's going through worse, and they can't get out of that. They can't get out of that place or that space or that hurdle or when they can't get out of that place, and they just need that person to just be empathetic towards them and have that emotional intelligence, saying, hey, I'm here, I'm a listening ear, and I'm here and being willing to hear you. And just like, but there's sometimes when there's some people that honestly, you can help a person but so far. And it's just like, you can talk to them until they blue in the face, but sometimes it goes in one ear and out the other. And it's sometimes where you just got to be like, God, I leave them in your hands, and like, I got to push with my life.
People in toxic relationships.
Man!
Not the shade. Goodbye.
No, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah. You know why I say that.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be like,
yo.
Be like, y'all shouldn't be together, but
no, facts.
Y'all shouldn't be together, but you know.
Like everybody and their mother.
Yeah, I was like, y'all shouldn't be together, but hey, it's your relationship, you do. Even though you'd be like, yo, sis, bruh, leave the relationship. Like, what else do you need to? That's another episode. Sorry, y'all. That's another episode.
Just like crazy.
But say you got something.
Oh, I had a question actually.
What's that?
Because I was listening to all you, so it's a question that I want all of you guys to answer. But it was like, basically, it was like, have you ever like not empathized with something until it happened to you, and then you're kind of like, oh, I see why like people find this situation or this topic really sensitive, or like maybe the person finds this really sensitive, and like now that I've experienced it, like basically the general question is like did you have to wait till something happened to you to empathize with a certain situation?
Kai, you want to go first?
And if you can recall it.
Okay, you can go first.
Recalling
Yeah,
might be a little bit difficult,
okay.
but I definitely can. I don't really have to go through something in order to empathize with someone on it.
Okay.
Personally, for me, if you explain the situation well enough for me, I just have to put myself in your shoes. That's really it. And you can just explain to me, because everyone hurts differently. Everyone goes through different things. What I go through, I would never compare it to maybe what AJ went through, or you, or Nene. I would just, everyone hurts different, and it's just, that's just how it is. So for me, it doesn't take for me to have to go through it necessarily. But me recalling the situation, there's been a lot of situations where I don't empathize. Let me just say, I'm just a really brutally honest person. So let's say if there is a situation where it's like, oh, I liked him, but he did me wrong, and he did this, and now I'm crying.
Right.
I'm probably going to be like, why are we crying again? Because he did you wrong.
Yo,
You should be on your get back.
man, I am that
not
person.
Get back like
Oh
I'm gonna go
gosh.
like not get back.
As blunt as the grass.
Yeah, and not even get back as in like I'm gonna go talk to his best friend. Get back
I'm
as in
so
like I'm about
screaming on
to
that
blow
point.
up. I'm about to
Right.
like show you
Okay.
what you're missing. Don't try
Okay.
to go hurt him
Okay,
or whatever.
gotcha.
That's a waste of energy.
Right,
Go
yeah.
get yourself up.
Okay, thank you, because
And
we
so-
didn't want the audience to be like, yeah, I'm a date his
No,
brother.
no, No, leave his brother alone. His brother don't want you.
I can't.
I'm
Oh my
saying,
gosh.
focus on you, solely on you. Take that as a hint. It wasn't meant to be. He wasn't for you. He didn't deserve you. Just keep showing that by you doing you. You don't gotta let him know. You don't gotta tag him in any post like, look at me. You don't gotta do none of that. None of it. Just do you, and he'll see. Trust me, he will see. But I don't empathize with that. That you crying because he did you wrong. Boo hoo. Like what?
Oh, Lord, okay.
No, like, okay, I'm a solution based person. If you're like, he did me wrong, how do I get over it? That's when I come in, because I'm gonna try to help you get over it. Me sitting there and you crying to me because I'm like, you just said you liked him and he just talked to someone else. It's not like there was nothing established. There was nothing like, there was no, y'all like the communication where the 1 + 1 was equaling 2. I'm like, so I don't know what we're really crying for. But if it's just like, oh, I'm just hurt because it's just like the hope of that situation is gone, I can empathize with that more. And I have gone through that, but I do understand that to a point where it's like, yeah, you know, that does kind of suck, but like I said, just your blessing will come. It's not not here yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Let it grow, let it process,
Let it form. But honestly, AJ, before you go, just to piggyback a little bit off of what Kaya just said, man, I am that person. Especially when you're in a relationship and they see the flags, and like honestly, after they break up with that person, they're just like, oh my god, like crying and boo. I'm like, sis, say for instance, he cheated on you with somebody else. Why are you crying over this man? Know your self-worth, lovely, and dude, you don't deserve to be with a person like that breaks your heart and is loyal and uncommitted to you. And also, it's like when some people cry over a dude that's not even worth it. I'm like, lovely, it takes a minute for me to be like, hey bruh, get your junk together. Like, I'm that person to be like, yo,
The amount of stories
don't ever. I was like, don't ever. And like, dude, even if I was crying over a dude, I know my mom would have been like, Nina, if you don't get my mom would have been like, or anybody in my family, or shoot, even y'all would be like, Nina, get what the
let's get crunk.
you'd be like, they'd be like, Nene, get up. I know Kaya would be the main one that'd be like, Nene, get up, put on a good outfit, and we're going out.
I'm not sure. But real quick, I do want to say that some people don't cry. It's more so over the loss of the relationship, not necessarily like over the loss of the person. Yeah. And so it's just kind of like the loss of like what we could have been. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, now it's the reality of what it is. And I know I'm not gonna stay with you because you cheated on me. But I'm losing this relationship.
But they had this whole fairy tale fantasy. Yeah. They had this whole fairy tale fantasy of this is what I want. And then when one relationship fails, I was like, lovely, God will bless you with another. Right. So just like they had this whole fairy tale fantasy. I was like, it's not like you can't have it, but it's just not with that person. Yeah. Because mainly they're on a different maturity level as you, or they're on a different level than you, period.
Yeah, but sometimes that's their reality as well. If you're telling me, like, I would never cheat on you, this is what we're going to do, and this is what I have for us, that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going off of. If you then cheat on me, obviously, that wasn't my fantasy of I created that we're going to live happily ever after. You told me that. You told me we would never. So I'm going off your word because your word is your bond. And then now you cheated on me. So I'm like, the bond's broken. All the hope and everything that you told. Yeah, exactly. It's all literally nothing. Now I have to get over this. I have to do what's right for me. I have to choose me over you, and I was choosing us. But now you're making it a you and a me, and I'm frustrated.
All right, AJ. Go ahead, AJ.
Almost got me saying sugar honey iced tea, but I'm going to not say that. So that was just dope. You just got it too.
This is a non-cussing show.
Yeah, non-cussing show. But like, yeah, it's you spoke it, Kaya. Like for real, like you spoke it. I can't even be mad about it. But to the answer to your question, Tay, I might bring a little bit to a more morbid topic. But like, yeah, grief was like the thing. Like I seen people gone through it, and it was a lot. There's a lot of death around my area, but it wasn't something I was specifically go through until like I lost my cousin to that, and I was like, got you. That's a pain that continues to linger, and I don't, and I can empathize when someone say like they lost someone like that, because like so that would be the thing that I can say that I empathize when I went through it myself, and I was like, this pain that cuts deep. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Experience it. Don't wrong. Like I could empathize with it, but it was when I went through it, I'm like, I get it now. I get when people know like
it was more surface level.
Yeah.
Oh, like when I don't want to talk for a month or something like that. Yeah. I'm like, like when the person's birthday comes through and you don't want to really talk about it. You talk to anybody when the person's when it's their birthday. I get it. I understand. Got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. So, my answer to your question, Tay, I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of what Kaya was saying of like, I don't have to like go through a certain thing to not put myself in that person's shoes. But when you actually go through it, it's a deeper cut. It hits deeper. You can relate even heavier with somebody. Cause like I said, there's even times when when it comes to like financial struggles or the loss of a loved one or someone that meant the world to you, or say for instance, or someone that meant the world to you, it's just like it cuts deep. And it cuts like a knife. But like you can still be sympathetic towards a person and say, I'm praying for you, everything that you're going through, things like that. But it's just like sometimes when like people can say, oh yeah, if it was a loss of a loved one, there are people that can't be sympathetic to, like, say for instance, I lost my great grandmother back in 2015, and people can be sympathetic towards my situation when I lost my grandma, but it's just like, but there are some people that will be like, I don't know what it's like to lose a grandmother because my grandmother's still here. Right. So it's just like, but when you have the same relationship, it cuts deeper, and people can relate to even heavier and be like, okay, not only do I sympathize with you, but I can empathize with you because I've been through that. I know what it's like to have a grandmother who's like a best friend, who's been there for you more than yourself in a sense. Right. So like me, I don't have to like honestly, but when I do go through that situation, not only it does hit deeper for me and being like, dang, but also still I can still sympathize with somebody and like putting myself in their shoes and be like, dang, if I was going through this, what would I do? And that's because it's a question that everybody needs to ask themselves when they see somebody and they want to be like, oh, why she going through this, or like she need to get her stuff together or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, no. Like, you can't just be like that, because role reversal, put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel? What would you go through? Like say for instance, if you're like if a teen got kicked out of her house because she was pregnant, and that's what a lot of scenarios, young as a teen, and you be like, oh well, she needs to like, she shouldn't have never done it or laid in the bed or whatever. I was like, okay, all right, so yes, she did something that maybe that she wasn't proud of, but she may have done something that she's not proud of, but the blessing that's coming and that's on the way is the child. So it's just like, dude, you be like, oh yeah, why she going through this? She never done this. I would never do that. But it's just like, hold up, put yourself in her shoes real quick. How would you feel? Pregnant, alone, no family, no support. Your mom or your dad kick you out on the street.
That's scary.
That's scary for you to go through alone. So it's just like, dude, role reversal. It's something called role reversal. And that's when emotional intelligence come in. Role reversal. Put yourself in that person's shoes for all of 2 seconds. And just to like, wrap this up because we're about to run out of time a little bit. So y'all, just in a general sense, words can hurt. Words can trigger. Be mindful of the things that you say and learn how to have a form of emotional intelligence with it so you can be willing to grow in your relationships and family and friendships and not be so damaging, because words can hurt, and also also hurt people.
No, facts.
In a sense. That's not in a sense. That's a
right.
Man, that's a whole that's a whole generalized sense.
We all talked about this.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So you can take that out the podcast. We can take that out.
Yeah, but y'all, like I said, in a general sense, be mindful of the things that you say, because even though you might not, know that person, but still, it's something deeper that can trigger a person. Yep. Okay? All right. So now on to top 3 with your girl Nene. All right, y'all know I gotta cover some trending things that's going on with entertainment, because trending topics. But I was like, because I'm a theater kid. What the heck am I gonna do? But so my first pick is y'all know, everyone knows the show Dance Moms. If y'all haven't, there's actually a Dance Moms reunion where like the OG girls are coming back. Selected few, like I saw Nia, Kalani, Kendall, Chloe, Brooke, Paige. Like I saw all of them, and they're coming back for a reunion. So like I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, period. I was like, but I'm gonna keep it for real. My favorites were Nia, Chloe, Brooke, and Paige, and especially like their moms too, Holly, Kelly, Christy. Those were my favorites. Melissa and Jill, they were a little bit too stage mommy for me. I was like,
stage mommy.
Yeah. So they're having their reunion. All for them, nothing but love. And now my second pick is that Kate Middleton, she's going through her cancer scare. She's going through that, so all prayers up for her. And and like it's really scary. It's super scary because like I said, it's another form of being not only sympathetic to a person but also empathetic, because there's a lot of people that have gone through it. And nothing but prayers up, and also respect the privacy of her, because there's a lot of people that's saying that they don't want to respect it, but you got to respect that. That's something that you can't bypass. And also and now my last pick, if y'all know, a while back, the passing of the creator of the Backyardigans, I forgot her name.
Oh my goodness, rest in peace.
Yes, R.I.P. And I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, thank you for creating my childhood. I was like, thank you for creating my pure definition of my childhood. I was just like, man, that's one thing that I will always keep a consistent. But may God rest her soul. I pray that God heals the hearts of her family and everybody that's lost, because when I found out over Instagram, I was like, man, that's really wild, because it's just like, dude, create my childhood. You created it. I don't know what crap cartoons they got now, but well all right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me in for my show and for my notion. Thank you to my sisters and my brothers for coming on the show. Thank you guys. I love y'all. And also, y'all, if y'all want to see more people come on the show, or if you want to come on my show, all you got to do is just DM your girl over my social media platforms. My podcast Instagram is at Nene's Notions Podcast. My personal Instagram is at Nene the Leap Year Baby. My Facebook is, just look at my name, Nina Smith. NENASMITH. And also, I want to give a big shout out to the humanities department. Thank you so much to the humanities department. Thank you so much, Bobby, for putting up with my show. Mr. Bobby, you're so crazy. I'm still saying that, but thank you for putting up with my show, my craziness, and all the above. But I love you guys. Thank you. And all right, y'all. So thank you for joining me in another episode, and I will see you guys later. All right, bye.
Peace.
Follow, you can go.